That is the hope I'm fighting for. That is the hope we are fighting for. That is the Labour choice.
There have been calls from more than 80 Labour MPs now for him to quit.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Labour Clown Show.
This morning's papers had declared a government in chaos with Starmer on the brink. The Daily Star using language the British public well understands.
The Prime Minister is in office, but not in power.
Should the Prime Minister resign, Mr Healy? Will you ask for Keir Starmer to step down, Mr Miliband?
The gloves are off as Wes Streeting goes head-to-head with Keir Starmer in the very worst middleweight fight you've ever seen in your life.
Wes Streeting, do you want to be Prime Minister?
He's even reported to have forewarned the PM as early as January that if a challenge was triggered, he would prepare the case for a leadership bid.
In one corner, we've got a man whose favourite phrase is, "Let me be clear."
I'm very clear in my position. Again, I've been very clear saying that and made absolutely clear our position. We've been clear that that matters.
In the other corner, a younger, gayer version of the same guy.
I think this is probably about the most unjustified attack on a faithful since Joe Marler was banished in the final of Celebrity Traitors, and clearly someone in Downing Street has been watching far too much of that programme.
The real question here is, what will this clown show actually achieve? Wes Streeting's been backed by a number of Labour MPs who want him to directly challenge Keir Starmer for the position of head honcho in the UK.
In through the door for his date with the PM, and out 16 minutes later, having decided he was indeed going for his job.
This is despite the fact that no one, and I mean absolutely no one, wants Wes Streeting to be the Prime Minister of the UK.
Among left-wing MPs and members, they see him as the latest incarnation of Blair-era politics.
Streeting managed to creep through by 500 votes against Liane Mohammed. I certainly didn't detect any great popularity for him at all.
Other than Wes Streeting, obviously, and the number of clowns who've convinced him to run.
I think we need a swift change. We can't let this go on. I think we need a timely and friendly way, if we can do a friendly change.
This is a guy, by the way, who's selling our health data to Palantir, like a literally evil company.
Mostly terrorists, that's true.
Not to mention he's got the very same links to Mandelson as Keir Starmer does. Like, he's the same scandal, he's part of the same thing.
His links to Peter Mandelson have hardly helped these worries. He's since tried to distance himself, though.
I kind of get it for Wes, at least he gets to say he's Prime Minister. But the clowns backing him, I think, are even more insane than he is.
People are going to start listening to Labour again. It's got to be a different voice. That's all I'm saying. I don't want to see Keir resign today and step away. That's not what I'm asking for.
It's not just Wes though. Keir's now facing more hostile factions than a Warhammer 40k Space Marine.
For the Emperor! For the Emperor!
This is such a f***ing obvious mess that Andy Burnham even went down to London to tell people to maybe calm down a bit, which is pretty ironic since he's one of the people who are pushing for it.
So let's have a look at the runners and riders. Former Deputy Prime Minister who has given up vaping. She's not here. She's given up vaping, but still hasn't paid her taxes. We have the Health Secretary who accidentally sent his takeover plans to number 10, almost as incompetent as leaving them on the photocopier. We have, Mr. Speaker, the Mayor of Manchester. The Mayor of Manchester, Mr. Speaker, a self-proclaimed winner who has twice failed to win the Labour leadership.
Burnham's obviously motivated by his own self-interest in order to run as an MP. But what is pretty funny is that he's even now admitted that he'd find it hard to run and win a by-election because of like all the negative publicity that this whole thing's caused.
As one Labour MP said about all the candidates in this race, and I quote, "We have to face up to the fact every single one of them is," I apologise, Mr. Speaker, F*** useless.
As a number of resignations stack up against Starmer like a bunch of fucking Nottingham Forest managers, it's pretty clear that Labour are quite intent on destroying their government and the majority they've got.
I am not going to add to the toxic culture by contributing to the toxic culture.
What did you say, Mr Streeting?
Did you ask the Prime Minister to resign?
The absolute state and ego of these people to think that they'll do like such a great job and that they've got such a tough, big talking persona that they'll do a much better job than Keir Starmer, I think is laughable.
I'm definitely not going to say anything today that adds to the silly season going on down south.
At least for like Wes Streeting and Angela Rayner, who are arguably just as disliked as Keir Starmer.
Occasionally, I mean, I can apologise for my dance moves. They're not to everyone's taste.
We can all apologise for our dance moves.
But I do take the occasional day off.
Like, that's what I find insane about the whole thing. It's not even that, like, I think Keir Starmer's great. I just think, how much better are you all? Like, it makes no sense to me. I just wonder where they've got this idea that people love them so much and that they're like, oh, well, I wish Keir Starmer would go so we could have Wes Streeting.
Wes Streeting has resigned as the Health Secretary. He has put out at 1 o'clock a letter on his X account, a 2-page letter outlining that he is standing down from government.
Nobody has said that in the history of the world, and outside this Westminster bubble, I don't think anyone ever will.
The ban on puberty blockers riled others on the left, while a failure to end the doctors' strikes raised questions over his approach.
Many of the other Labour MPs have the same sort of air of authority and competence as an EE manager who's been caught inappropriately messaging the younger staff.
Wes Streeting is going to go for it. He's going to declare his candidacy. What would you say to him?
Well, that's Wes Streeting's choice. And, that if he's got the support and people are going forward, then that's up to Wes.
I don't know. Tell me in the comments, do you think that these people will be so much better than Starmer? Again, like, I'm not even saying Starmer is great, but I just think the sort of pool of people to pick from is so shallow that I just don't see what difference it'll make. Like, Burnham's just another new Labour guy. Like, he's the exact same type of guy as Keir Starmer, only he's got a bit of populist paint on him.
I am standing aside so Andy Burnham can return to his home, fight to re-enter Parliament, and if elected, drive the change our country is crying out for.
Labour have about 403 MPs roundabout in Parliament. That is a pretty big majority, and historically you can do a lot with that.
Thank you very much.
But rather than actually taking advantage of this and making big drastic changes that need to happen in society, they've decided to do basically f*** all and just argue amongst themselves.
He's chuntering now. Why don't you just do your job? But then I suppose the Health Secretary has been a bit distracted lately, hasn't he? Yeah, hasn't he? Yeah. He's chuntering now. Why don't you just do your job? Do your job. Even worse, Mr. Speaker, is what isn't in the gracious speech. There's no point in him giving me dirty looks. We all know what he's been up to. We all know.
They've fallen into the same trap that the Conservatives did, of trying to please like Daily Mail readers rather than just actually doing their job. As disastrous as the local elections were, Labour still have the majority control of councils in Britain. Obviously they weren't all up for election, but at the same time I don't think people are voting for Reform UK because of their stellar local council performances.
You've spoken about white people as the master race.
I don't recall that at all.
You see this one here?
Yeah.
You see there?
No.
Essex Priory, Stuart Pryor.
I do not recall that at all, blimey.
Yeah.
Probably more so that they have the same opinions as this guy.
It's obviously an ex-Labour MP who's tweeting about a woman of Punjabi heritage being raped in a racist attack, and you've put good, reap it.
No, this isn't me. I'm gonna.
Don't get me wrong, I think Starmer's pretty fucked long term. He probably should just bite the bullet, make some sort of deal with Andy Burnham, and then try and get him into the position rather than giving it to any of the other clowns. I don't think that's what should happen, but I think it's the least worst option in my opinion. But that's just me anyway. Let me know what you think, like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.